to pick up where I left off, the plant in Japan had this huge, about a year ago, it was 2000, I guess, I don't know when I'll show this video, so I should say that it was in, I believe it was March or April of 2011, and currently it's October of 2012, so it's fairly recent when I made this video. So that is just, so a couple of, one recent and one all the way back whenever I was 12, we've had some, and then we had, back in the 70s, we had a different, oh, I can't remember the name of it, shoot, 3 Mile Island, that's right, 3 Mile Island, that we had a similar, not quite as bad, but we had a meltdown in the 70s in the US at 3 Mile Island. So a lot of concern over making these plants more and more safe. And so that's another big problem, that's a big issue, is safety. In addition to just the safety of fear of meltdown, so we've talked about so let's talk about the advantages and the disadvantages. We've already hit a couple of the disadvantages, so let's continue with those before we come back to the advantages. So, of course, we have the problem of safety. Safety is a big problem with fission. Another big problem with fission we haven't talked about is that whenever those control rods and those fuel rods, when you're done with them, they they're not safe, they're radioactive, and they have to be stored somewhere. And usually what we'll do is you'll go find some mountain somewhere and you'll tunnel deep underneath the mountain because the mountain is more geologically stable. It's not going to be as prone to catastrophic events, and so you're going to bore a tunnel down there, you're going to take those control rods, you're going to put them in concrete inside of these lead barrels, and you're going to store those barrels under there. And there you got to just wait for them to become okay. They'll become okay by themselves. You don't have to do anything, you just have to wait. Unfortunately, the length of time that you have to wait is millions of years. So we're having to create this waste that we have to store and we have to keep an eye on for millions of years, and that should give us some pause. We don't really necessarily want to commit to having to babysit this stuff for millions of years. Lord knows what's going to happen in millions of years. So storage of waste is another big disadvantage. Another disadvantage that we haven't talked about is it's non-renewable. This uranium, when you use it, it's gone. So even if we did use this instead of coal and oil, we would run out of it eventually as well. So some really big disadvantages. So far as some advantages, there are some to nuclear fuel. First of all, it works. That's a big, right now, as we look to our energy future, we try to figure out how we're going to make things work. We want to know if something works. We know that it works, and so that's a big thing. Another nice thing about nuclear power is a lot. One of the, you've heard of global warming. We're not going to get all into global warming and all that, but one of the basic ideas behind global climate change and global warming is that carbon dioxide, burning fossil fuels, release them into the air is a bad thing, and there is no carbon dioxide released into the atmosphere through nuclear fission. So in terms of global warming, it would help. It would help so far as that goes. And so these are some of the things to keep in mind as we go through here. Now I just remembered there was it's going to be something on the worksheet, at least the one I'm giving this year, that nope, never mind. We're good. I think I'll stop it there. That ends the nuclear fission discussion, and I will go ahead and do nuclear fusion.